Hi guys, welcome to my stream. Let me remind you, I'm working on a React app, which is like an encryption app. I'm using Cypress as my testing framework, and I'm using React. So let me start everything first. And also Cypress, yarn Cypress open. So Cypress, if you never heard about it, this is a testing framework. Basically, it is Chrome browser with some additional code which lets you run tests. I like using Cypress tests more than I use unit tests than using unit tests, because unit tests, they're kinda too detached from actual app, and with end-to-end test you actually test the app as it will be working, right? And so actually I think React hasn't started yet, so that's why it's not showing anything. Yeah, Cypress started before React app started, so we can't load anything yet. So we need to wait a little for React app to start. Okay, so now React app started. So in the last stream I added the app bar, this thing I added here, GitHub link, I added here Twitter link, so now let us check again Cypress tests. So that's how Cypress tests look. They look very nice. I just like just looking at it. Just look at it and it looks beautiful. Just see everything run. Yeah, okay. Now that it's started, I can actually think about creating a node backend. What I wanted to do today, I wanted to create a node.js backend, and maybe I will even have time to deploy it somewhere on AWS, for example. So, but first I wanted a small change. I actually want aes-encrypt to be selected by default. Yeah, that's what I would really like to do. This is first thing. Another thing which I would like to do before doing these backend changes is to look at what's happening with these key and IV inputs. If you look at these key and IV inputs, they are somehow, I don't know how you can say this, but they're too narrow. I think I did something with them earlier, but I'm not sure what I did because I don't remember. Uh, but somehow they seem to be too narrow. Don't you find it? Probably height is set somewhere. Here, padding top, padding bottom. No, but if I do it like this, then they are too wide. right? Let me check. Where is 4.5? Where is it coming from? Um, so this 4.5, 4.5, let me check. It's coming from here. So maybe we can change it to 2 pixels instead, so it looks a little nicer. Hold on, let me better open it in Chrome. I think it became even worse now. How is this possible? Let me go here again. And change and check it. So this is the key input, this is IV input, and padding top, padding bottom, somehow 2 pixels. That's if I remove them, that it becomes bigger actually. This is the point. Yeah, I think padding is coming from somewhere else. Probably from here. Or okay, what if I remove it? I don't really want to remove it. Also, setting it in pixels might not be correct because of screen size differences. I'm not sure. What if I make it 8? Here 8 and here 8. I think it looks better. What about aes-encrypt? Yeah, here we see another issue. This key and IV, they are not centered. So 8 pixels, and maybe center these labels. I can't find this label. How do I select it? I think I can't select it. I will just go and find it here. Inside field set probably. No. Then maybe here. Oh, here, label. So this label, what I'm seeing here, a translate statement. Transform, translate, this is definitely is not coming from my code. So this is coming from framework. Probably coming from framework, maybe not. Maybe it's coming from somewhere else. I don't think it's coming from somewhere else. I guess I could move it a little up. I don't know if it's gonna change anything or not. Let's say I set this padding back to what I had. Oh, where is this padding? Padding top, padding bottom. What if I remove it? Then key and AV will be centered. That's interesting. So then I should probably, if I'm setting padding here, then I should edit label position somehow. Where are these labels? So root is not used anywhere anyway. Input label, props, label classes. So these ones should affect label. So this was for the label, I guess. So I could add something like -4 for the label, I guess. Let me try doing this now. Top -4 pixels. -4 pixels. This is for no. What am I doing here? For the label. Position absolute top -4 pixels. Okay, so -4 is not enough. Well, -8. Since here I'm setting 8 pixels padding, then here also it should be -8. So I don't think it is going to break any tests. Yeah, they all run fine. So let me now proceed to changing this to aes-encrypt by default. That's what I wanted to do. And doing this, I can do this inside my reducer, inside the index.ts. Here is the reducer, and here I need to set default transform to aes-encrypt. But if I'm doing this, then I also need to set some options. Let me check. aes-encrypt options, you see. Here we also need to set aes-encrypt options in this case. Bits variation key. So bits variation key IV. So this will be the default. setting. Because why I'm doing this? Because I want the person who comes to the page first see aes-encrypt, right? I want them to see that something is actually happening here. What is happening here actually? Because now I'm seeing none. Yeah, I know what's happening. I need to go to the transform element. The point is I'm not binding. I'm not binding input value to the value in Redux. That's why it's happening. Transform element component. Here comes this thing. I'm not binding a what? Where is this drop down? So basically this drop down I'm not binding. It is called transform selection drop down. Yeah, so here I'm setting on change, but however I'm not binding value here. Yeah, I'm not binding value here, and I don't think I made it possible in the component to bind it. So I first need to go to the component, I think, but we can do this first, I guess. Value equals prompt transform data type. And now we can go and add it to the props. So here we have a TypeScript. So here we add it to the props first. This is our interface. Since I'm using TypeScript, I need to first add it to the interface. So now I'm adding here value and type string. Basically, I think it should be string. Value here, yeah, it is a string. So value string, and here transform selection drop down props is coming inside props. So now I need to bind it to value here inside the native select. So value, and I'm binding to props.value. I think this should work. Yeah, now it's working. Now it's working, but however, it is not completely working because it is not actually doing the encrypt part on startup. So that's what I need to also do in the reducer. So I'm changing values. I will explain you. I'm changing values in Redux, but I'm not actually doing anything with these values. So that's why. Let me now go to the reducer again. I think I closed it. Yeah, I'll go to the reducer, and here yeah, inside the reducer I need to run this encrypt function somewhere. I thought I have no, I don't really have encrypt function in code. Yeah, that's what should have happened on startup too. Should happen on startup too. If no state, then Uh-huh. That's what is happening. Okay, I will change a little what's happening here. First of all, try catch should start from this, I think, and not from the start of the function, of the reducer function. And now what? Having new state, not defined things. Yeah. I will just do it like this. Let new state. Mhm. So I'm now doing some changes to make this a little better. Because this code, the encoding part, it is only executed when we are not running the first, we're not running the reducer for the first time, right? But we want to run it even when we're running the reducer for the first time. So this should actually be stop here, and this should be here. And this, I think I can easily do this immediately here. Object is possibly undefined. No, this one should be defined. Yeah, but state may be undefined though. New state, yeah, I can do it just like this. So now here it will be definitely defined. But here it might be undefined, and this is correct actually. So I will do it like this. No, this is not possible. So basically if it throws, then we will get an issue, but it can't really throw here. Yeah, so that's why try catch block was after it. Okay. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. Yeah, that's why I like TypeScript. Although it might look tedious, what actually it's doing, it makes you think about possibilities which you mm, might not think about otherwise. Yeah, somehow I'm lost in all these. Yeah, one is definitely missing. One brace is missing, I mean. So now this should work fine for our scenario. No, 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 this won't work fine. Somehow, because the whole point of adding a try catch block was so that, yeah, so that if issue happens, it goes here, right? So that it catches the issue, because usually it will throw during the encoding. It, it's very unlikely that it might throw in some other part of the program. So let me move it there. So I think this is the easiest thing which I can do, and just do it like this, I think. Oh, I think it should be fine. Yeah, but also I need to set default encoding, right? So I'll do set default encoding. It should also happen here. Okay. Yeah, now it works. So now by default we have aes-encrypt element set, and I'm afraid some of the tests might break because of that, so let us see which tests break and fix them. Yeah, some tests definitely broke. God. I need to fix them now, because I don't want them to break. Yeah, now I understand where is breaking. We're trying to select aes-encrypt element, but we don't need to select it anymore now. and it's not selecting this element because what I was doing, I'll show you why it's breaking. You see point 13. Given that the transformation selection drop down is open and the current element is not the aes-encrypt transform element, when the user clicks the aes-encrypt options and drop down, the all fields should disappear and the element should become aes-encrypt transform element. So basically this point 13 tells us that when we change some element to be aes-encrypt, we should see here, we should see it change to aes-encrypt element, but that's what basically we have by default now. So what I should do, I should instead add another button. Here I should add another element, so it will be created as the aes-encrypt element, right? And then I will make this second element aes-encrypt element. That's it. So that's what I'm doing now. This selector, meaning TRS transforms element inside TRS transforms panel. This selector will result in two elements being selected. So we are using EQ operator, EQ method actually, EQ method to select second element, meaning element with index 1. Element with index 1, this is the second element, right? So we are selecting this second element and then we are looking for IV input. So now I'm changing it to check only second element. Before we had just one element, so we did not need this EQ method. Okay. Now let me try and run this test 13 again. I will just do it only test for now. Yeah, I think I will basically be fixing these tests until whole day today. Oh, what's happening? It succeeded actually. I don't know why was it showing a lot of red text there. Anyway, now it seems to be working. Maybe I can still give transforms more space, because now it looks it's not enough space, but it's because Cypress has weird screen size, also 1000 by 660. This is the viewport. But okay, I guess it's fine. Let us check other tests which fail. Actually, in many cases, we will not need to select. 13.1. Yeah, 13.1. I'll just copy this one, possibly. Ah, no. 13.1 I think should work. Yeah. 13.1 did not work. Yeah, I know why. It did not work because multiple select elements were found, so it didn't know which of them to click. So that's what I'm going to do now. I will do eq1 select. So first select element I will use it dot only 13.1. Okay, so now select aes-encrypt did not work somehow it did not work. Somehow it tried to different select, not the one I thought it's going to select. I wonder why actually, because if I count from top, this is definitely the first element. Okay, I'll just use this one. Yeah, now this one is fine. Let's go to the next ones which still fail. I think in most of them we can just remove this selection of aes-encrypt in the beginning, because we don't really need, for example, test 16. Yeah, this test 16, we have aes-encrypt already selected by default, so this we shouldn't need. Sixteen, 18. Now point 18. What's happening here? TRS transforms panel. Okay, now 18. Yeah, anyway, in the user should see options block. Yeah, in 18 we can just remove this altogether. This should be fine. Probably we can do this with most of them. 26. 26. No. Now we don't expect to see same text. We actually expect to see encrypted text, right? Because before we actually expected to see same text in the output as in the input area. But now I think we don't need this. I can just remove this 26.26. Where is this point 26? Yeah, I can just remove this point. It's not applicable anymore. No, we can change it to when user selects. When user selects the only transform element to be none element, yeah, in this case it should get. So I will just make it select none, and then it should be showing same text. So oops, 26. Let's return to 26, and now we'll check 19. I don't understand. what's happening here is trying to select none. Yeah, right here, but we have multiple nones now. So let me just use Cypress to get a selector. TRS transform dropdown select, right? I think I still have it now. TRS transform dropdown select. Yeah, so now it works. If we make this element non-element, then we'll get same output, of course, because nothing is happening, right? Point 19. When an element is selected to be an AES transform element in the transformation selection drop-down, the user should see key input with a random key in base64 format. Yeah, basically this is anyway happening by default. We already have an element as AES transform to be an aes-encrypt element. So this point 19 should be done. Let me just do it with all the others. I think same thing we can do with them all, basically. Let's check which of them failed, and I'll just do same thing with them all. 20, 21, 22, 20. I'm removing this. 21, no. With 21 something else is happening, but 20 should be fixed. 20 is fixed, right? Yeah, here if we need to set to none again. We need to do select none. In 21. So spec 21 means when we enter some text and the input, same thing should be in the output. But this is only applicable if we set transform to none. Where is the transform key? IV. Yeah, this one, TRS transform select drop down. Select none. So now 21 should be fine. 22, when the user clicks the encoding selection drop down in the output area, resulting text should be transformed into the given encoding. When the user clicks the encoding selection drop down in the output area, resulting text should be transformed into the given encoding. Yeah, of course. Yeah, but here by default we have base64 now, and here we are going to select base64. So what will change? Nothing will change, of course. So I could instead set it to hex. So point of spec22 is to check if after changing encoding text actually changes somehow. Here, right. Now let's change, I don't know, UTF-8. Yeah, so now it's working. But UTF-8 is of course a broken encoding. I don't even know how this. Okay, that was just a chance that it actually got 3 endpoint there. Okay, now let's check 23. Yeah, 23 I can fix, but just doing this, I think. And let me check other failed tests. I think it's 15 minutes already, so I didn't have time to actually do any node.js coding today. I'm sorry, actually, because that's what I advertised, but instead I started doing other things. So let's see, 24. Yeah, this is already happening by default now. So 24, 27, 28, 4, 27, 28, 30, now 30, 31, 33. Yeah, now they should all be fixed, I think. Okay, now it's fine. So then tomorrow I will be doing the backend thing. So now by default we are seeing what I wanted. I wanted aes-encrypt with some random key and IV, but somehow another thing is I need more space now between these two elements, right? I would need more spacing. I think, how did I do this spacing? I don't remember now. I would really like to do more spacing. Um, 4%? No, definitely not here. So all these elements are inside flexbox, I think, or not. It's not a flexbox. I don't see anywhere display flex. This should be a flexbox, right? Mm. No. But I remember doing this, making this all flexbox, I think. Yeah, here I'm seeing display inline flex. Shouldn't this be? No, it's saying display block. Seriously, this display block? I thought that's how it was all this time, actually. It's, okay, I'm seeing here different margins. So every form controls has some margin. Let me check it again. Think I was changing it. Class name TRS text area, TRS panel, TRS input panel. Yeah, I think this should be set somewhere inside main screen element, main screen component. So I have this classes page. So everything is inside this page. I was sure that, yeah, this is set to display flex. Yeah, this is set to display flex, but I was looking at the other thing. I was looking at transform element. Yeah, so transform element component, main element area isn't this. No, main element area isn't flexbox. I didn't think, I thought it is a flexbox, but okay. Yeah, I think it should be set inside transformation selection drop down. Oh, inside this options element. Yeah, some of these options elements should be set into AES encryption options, actually. So AES encryption options. Here we have multiple things to set. Bootstrap drop down, I'm not sure. So these form controls, basically these classes element, that's where margin is coming from. So margin top and margin bottom, so that's what. But wider than margin 3%, and additionally there is margin top, margin bottom. Yeah, I understand why. Okay. Maybe 6. I think actually for some elements we need more margin since we don't really have seriously. 8 pixels. Yeah, I think it's looking better now. Maybe I can also give transforms a little more height, like set it to 55. Okay, I guess 50 should be fine. My only worry is how it's going to look on smaller screens. Let's say the very worst. No. Yeah, here it doesn't look that good. But would it look better if I changed? If I changed margin? I'm not completely sure. Width 25. Where is that margin is coming from? Not from here, I think from somewhere. Yeah, anyway, it won't work here. I need to change it here. What if I set it to 2 and this to 2%? Yeah, definitely this would be enough space for mode and key length. So maybe here I can also set margin top. So margin left, margin right, 2%. Here I can set margin top to, let's say, 3%, margin bottom to also 3%. Maybe this will be better for responsive, some different screen resolutions, let's say so. Yeah, still I would prefer less height here and more there. So we say top element, bottom element. So for top element, maybe I can have margin bigger than for bottom element. Margin smaller, I mean, than for yeah, bigger. Here I think maybe even 1% will be fine. Bottom element. Oops, sorry, where was that? Yeah, this window. Yeah, now this one is fine. This one looks better too. Yeah, even on a small screen, on a rather small screen, it looks fine, I think now. Okay. So I will be committing this now. First I will check if there are any warnings, because if there are any warnings then CI won't build it. Now there are no warnings. So since there are no warnings, I'm going to commit it, then CI will build it, and we will see it online. What is day 23? Push origin master. Okay, I'm committing this. Now that I committed it, CI is going to build this thing. Actually, functionally, not much change to do today. I spent whole hour, but I don't have much to show except changing these to aes-encrypt and making some styling changes, right? But now everything looks much better, even on on a screen with resolution 1024-768, which is good, I think. So now let's see CI build this. Look at CI build this. Watch CI build this. I think this is the correct way to say this. Let's watch CI build this. So I think no need to watch it because it's gonna take some time. But once it builds, you can go to this link and you can check the output. So anyway, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe for more. And tune in again tomorrow, same time. Oh, actually tomorrow I won't be able to have a stream tomorrow, so tune in on Tuesday, same time, 5 p.m. UTC. This time I will actually build the backend. So it still haven't built, I think. Yeah, it hasn't built yet. Okay, thank you for watching. See you on Tuesday. Bye.